What if menopause were not to blame for all those nasty symptoms? In this video, I want to explain to you 5 hacks, actionable steps that you can take to help you lose your menopause belly and feel like your old self again. The thing is a lot of times menopause is not actually the evil. It's not the enemy. It's just a phase of life. You can't cure it. We just have to get through it, but we can reduce its symptoms. So things like weight gain, dry skin, brain fog, sleeplessness, depression, puffy face, inability to lose weight, all those achy joints, all those things that lots of times women think, oh, it's just menopause, I can't do anything about it, so then they don't do anything. I've got some tips and tricks to help you, and in this video, like I said, I'm going to give you 5 things that you may not have thought about before that will help you to ease those symptoms and feel like your old self, feel better. Like I said, the thing is we can't cure menopause, but those symptoms we can reduce, and we can do it with simple lifestyle hacks. Now, one of the things, a couple things that some of women that I talk to try and do is just try and do excessive exercise, and that's not going to help. You know, the theory that more exercise is better. If I do more, I'm just gonna, you know, that should work. I really feel for, you know, the lackluster results that this, you know, that people are trying. I can understand how frustrated they must get when they're exercising like over the top, hours and hours a day, a week, and they're not getting any results. So that's got to be super frustrating. Or trying, you know, diet after diet, thinking this is the one, that is very frustrating as well. Or, you know, trying weight loss pills, or, you know, buying over the counter type things that promise weight loss. That's not going to help either. So I don't want you to exercise yourself into oblivion, or, you know, starve yourself or pill pop. I've got 5 things that, you know, easily will help you feel better. So the first thing is you have to kind of quantify where you're at. So seeing your doctor and getting your thyroid tested is one thing that can really help, because menopause is actually not the #1 reason for hormone imbalance in women over 40. It's actually hypothyroidism. So you want to get your levels tested, and you want to get T3, T4, TSH, and thyroid gland antibodies tested. And you must remember that there's a wide range of normal. So if your doctor says, no, you're falling within that normal range, you might want to further, you know, pursue that, because you are the best advocate for you. And if someone says, no, you're normal, you might be like falling within that range and still not have optimal thyroid levels. So you might want to try another doctor or a naturopath, but getting those thyroid hormones tested is a really helpful way to see if you're suffering from hypothyroidism. Because a lot of those symptoms are, you know, people have those symptoms, they're very similar to what menopause would be. And then if you get some help for hypothyroidism, some medication, and do some lifestyle tips to help your thyroid, increase your thyroid health, it doesn't always require medication, then that can reduce a lot of what seems to be menopause symptoms. Number 2 is include fish oil, because your thyroid gland is kind of the barometer of your overall health and making sure everything runs smoothly. And so fish oil helps to increase the health of your thyroid. So you really want to obviously support the thyroid, and fish oil, salmon, and like fatty fishes. If you don't want to take a supplement, you can have it in fish oil. You want to have 1 to 4 grams daily. But if you don't want to take pills, you can have salmon, mackerel, sardines, a couple times a week. Those are just a couple options, and that will help to increase the health of your thyroid. Fish oil also helps to reduce inflammation, which is a symptom of hypothyroidism. So if you are sore and achy, including fish oil helps to decrease inflammation. And sometimes it's inflammation that makes us sore and creaky and makes our joints sore. Number 3 is easier said than done, and that is to lower your stress levels. Stress is, it directly affects our belly fat, and the way it does that is when we feel stressed, oftentimes cortisol, which is the belly fat storing hormone, will elevate. And even when you're exercising, and if you're stressed, then an elevation in cortisol levels is going to help you hang on to that belly fat, and you definitely don't want to do that. So it really takes 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes a day just of stress reduction, of self-care, makes such a difference. And that stress reduction could be exercise, it could be yoga, it could be meditation, it could be a bath. It's something that works for you to lower those stress levels. Even deep breathing, if you're just kind of in the thick of things, but you just sit down and give yourself 5 breaths, that can reduce your stress level to lower that cortisol, and that's going to help to reduce your belly fat. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but BPA exposure, like in plastics, is very detrimental for women in particular. And in a study, 47% of women considered obese had higher than normal BPA exposure. So make sure that it's an endocrine disruptor, so it kind of just messes up all your hormones. So just bottom line, try not to use plastics, especially in the microwave. Make sure that you use a BPA-free water bottle and BPA-free food containers. And especially if you're using a microwave, make sure that you're microwaving in a glass bowl and nothing in plastic. Try and eliminate the plastics in your life. And tip number 5 is eating. You can eat your way, to a thinner belly. A lot of times, strict dieting and caloric restriction is very detrimental, and it, lowers our metabolism and can cause us stress, which increases the cortisol levels. If we're eating more protein, we're going to feel more satiated. If we're eating more fat does not make us fat. We do need to include healthy fats in our diet. It helps in so many ways. Things like coconut oil helps to increase our energy and makes us satiated. So don't be thinking, I think the idea that fat made us fat was, I'm hoping we're moving away from that. But the other thing is carbs don't make us fat either. We do have to have a healthy balance between those macros, protein, fats, and carbs. I'm not one to eliminate an entire macro or an entire food group. And you can address nutritional deficiencies to also support your thyroid. So things like increasing magnesium and selenium and zinc will also help to increase the health of your thyroid. So sometimes those nutritional deficiencies, they can contribute to what you may feel are just menopause symptoms, but by increasing some of those nutrients in our diet, we'll start to feel better. So, just small changes within our diet and our lifestyle can really make a big difference overall to our health. So I just wanted to mention to you those 5 hacks. I'll have an article for you to click on, and you can read a little bit more in detail. But menopause gets a really bad rap, and I know that lots of women, I don't want to say they're suffering needlessly, but there are simple solutions that will not cure you, because there's nothing to be cured. Menopause is just something that we have to get through, but we can breeze through much more easily when we take care of some of those things that we talked about, that I just talked about. So anyway, I will get back to you if you have any questions. Make sure to put them down below, and we will see you soon.